Yeah, and I keep the list, but.
All right, let's get the meetings called to order. Pledge allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome, everybody. Nice small crowd tonight.
Not used to this.
Here we do.
Do you want us to turn on you?
Wait till the call.
Let's do the introduction to the Planning Commission. Mary, you want to start?
Mary Wood, recording secretary.
Matt Miller, Township Trustee.
Al Hoard, Chair.
Patricia Dunn, Vice Chair.
Tammy, Sherri. I'd like to move on to the approval of the minutes, of November's minutes.
I'd like to motion to approve the minutes from November 11th, 2025.
One second.
Any discussion? Do we have a motion?
I just did it.
Oh, you said, I'm sorry. All in favor?
There you go.
Okay. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Long day.
I'm-
Approval of agenda.
I'd like to add something to the agenda for unfinished business to adopt the PC meeting dates for 2026. Did everyone get that paper? Second Tuesday of every month, so it's always been like that?
Except for March.
Except for March? 'cause the
Yep,
board-
March is the first Tuesday because of March board review.
Okay, with that change,
I'll motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we have the first call to the public. Does anyone want to have any comments? Sure.
I'm Barb Parker, I'm Jolene. I grew up most of my life in Livingston County, and I read the 2026 draft Livingston County Master Plan that's on their website. It offers a snapshot of where we are today, where we were 10 years ago, and where we might be going. There's a public comment survey until January 26th it's open. Embedded within this site is the Livingston County Sustainable Ag Food Systems and Rural Environmental Plan. I'm interested in farmland preservation. The plan had a number of strategies. Some Iosco Township already does, like PUDs, plan unit developments. Some Iosco could have done back in the 1980s when there was little pressure for residential, commercial, and industrial development. Some of the things we can do now are, like they listed objectives, and one of them that you guys can look through them and see, but was titled, 1.7 is consider adopting a farmland preservation committee. Ingham County has one of those, which maybe I should be talking to Livingston County, but I'm talking to you guys. And then on 1.8, they talk about purchase of conservation easement from interested landowners. And then the 1.11 is to collaborate with local land conservancies. And then because I like to do research, I looked up and got some plot maps from 1991, and some really old ones from way long ago. But it shows, and I just did 10-year integrals. I got them from the 4-H office and from our office. And it just shows how the township has grown and how things, when you look on the Livingston County Master Plan, they have what they think it'll look like in 10 years. And you can just see from east to west how they expect things to be growing. And it's like Brighton Township has no green on that next. Another, I think it's 2040 is their plan. But that's all.
Thank you. Any other comments?
I just want to follow up on Barb's comment. Thanks, Barb. So there is a master plan workshop that Howell Township is putting on. If anybody has seen it, it is this Saturday at the Howell Carnegie Library from 10 to 12. There's a link where you can sign up on that, and you can walk people through the Livingston County Master Plan so they understand how they're giving comments and whatnot, what sections they're looking at. I've signed up, but if anybody else wants to do that, it sounds like it's a great workshop. It's limited attendance, but I think it's a great service that they're doing for the citizens.
Is that this Saturday?
This Saturday.
Yeah.
It's 250 pages, but there's charts, don't worry about it. You can get through it.
They help you understand it and what to
Yeah, I
watch.
already signed it in my, review.
Okay, any other public comments? Good for now, we'll have a chance at the end. Does anyone have any communications that I want to share with? I do not. Pardon?
The board members?
Yeah.
Yeah, before I did talk to Mark, talking about the master plan, I called him in December, and I had, because of the county doing the master plan, I had asked the question if maybe the county planning commission could do some of the public input, since they just went through that. It's just a suggestion, and Mark said, and I checked with Mark, I go, is that something that people do, or, townships, and he said yes. So I just wanted to bring that out for people to maybe consider. It could be a cost savings, I don't know, I have, no idea, but, and I did reach out to one, I think it was Martha, and she said she didn't have a problem with that, but maybe you would want to reach out to, it's not her place to say, so she said Scott Barr would be the person to ask. And I had heard, she also said that she had heard that the commissioners had maybe suggested them doing stuff like that too, for money generation, to make money.
Do they have any suggestions on who, what, where, company to use, public input?
I mean, you could talk to Scott about that. I mean, I know when I talked with Mark about that, it's not gonna be someone like him who's like just more small town. It's gonna be a big box type outfits, which will be less, I don't know. Well,
Mark knows his area intimately. Probably.
Yeah. So, but I had that idea. I thought like if the county could maybe come help facilitate some of the public input, because they had gone through that. But that was my communication.
Okay, talk more about that. We got it on the agenda to talk about it. So,
Okay.
in fact, it's going to be the next item. New business. We got two items on the new business. Start with the master plan, and Ian and I had spoken about it also. What I want on this one is, as a process, matter of process, where are we at with this? I think it's the notification part of it, but can you explain to everybody?
I think we are at the point, and Matt can correct me since he's on the board and we talked about it at the board level. We are at the point where we could take public comment. We could have a draft.
Board with something.
We could have the draft done by Mark to be presented. And then, but I think it's up to the planning commission to figure out which direction you want to go for public comment to present to the board in order to spend the money to do it. The township board's gonna want your input on what kind of firm you wanna use, what kind of questionnaire, whether it's a firm who does it, whether it's SurveyMonkey and somebody monitors it. It's that, obviously, if we do it amongst ourselves, it's gonna be extra work that the general township staff cannot handle right now. It would have to be done at the planning commission level.
Okay.
So Livingston County is currently working on the master plan?
Livingston County, they have the draft out there, and it's up for public review till the 26th.
Yeah, I got an email about it. I believe it is the 26th.
Is it worth it for us to wait until theirs is a little farther along to see?
No, I think theirs is probably, they'll take the public comment that I'm referring to when I said, it wasn't the public comment at their draft that we reviewed. It's the public comment and the workshop stuff that they did that I went to. By the way, only 2% of our township showed up. Was when they had workshops and they asked people questions like, what do you want to see and do in the county and stuff like that. And then they took that data and they put it into the master plan. And they actually, when you read their master plan, you can see they have like little pullouts that says survey respondents said this, you know, and they have a lot of graphs and charts on what was commented on by all the different townships or not.
Was there any township that had a lot of response?
Yeah, I think Brighton, and Genoa and stuff like that has more, and Howell. And then as you got out, I think Tyrone, Conway, nothing. Unadilla, I don't think they had much, so. And sadly, neither did we. So that's the kind of, when I was talking about surveying the residents, that kind of stuff that you put into the master plan. And now they did that draft with all that information, and now we would have to do the same thing. They're asking for public comment on their draft. And I think if there's like, as I've said before, a big red light, or you know, like, oh my God, we totally missed something, they would, maybe they would incorporate that. Otherwise, it's probably gonna go to approval to the commissioners.
Madison County, and I know that open house Saturday you're talking about is regarding this.
It's a workshop to how to navigate the master plan and understand it and put time on it if necessary.
The master plan for Howell?
Livingston County.
For Livingston County, okay.
Yeah. We should be represented in one way or another anyways. We try to go to that.
Allan, I can send you the link for that.
Can you?
Yep.
Yeah, that'd
It's
be
found
awesome.
on mylive.com too, or no, not the Howell, but the master plan for people to want to go review it.
Now, we have a master plan ourselves that we have been working on. Amendments, just basic, very minor amendments. And as far as that, Anna, where are we at with our process with that? Are we waiting on something, or do we?
I don't believe, Tammy, correct me if I'm wrong, if we gave Mark the go-ahead to actually do those amendments that he came and talked to us at the meeting about. I think that's our next step, is getting a drafty to look at.
Yeah, I don't think we, like what we had sent him with the minutes, we gave that to him. And then we didn't, that step in the process wasn't, like, go ahead and put those in the draft, because we had decided that we were gonna get public input. So, you're not gonna put those changes in, you're gonna do it all at once.
Right.
And we have to give him the go-ahead.
The only problem, and just devil's advocate, if we have our proposed changes, which were minor spellings, wordings, new charts, would that give the public a better idea of how to comment though? Because, you know, devil's advocate, instead of just throwing out the old plan and saying, hey, what do you think? Because we may have already discussed something that they're thinking about too.
Well, with my conversations, if I keep speaking, with Mark, I don't think we were gonna throw the whole thing out the window. I think
No.
we can still take public input and add to it, but
I agree, but I'm wondering if, and like again, I
It
just
wasn't
think
as
devil's
much as
advocate.
substantive.
True, but it, in a way, it would be nice to see the updated census data and stuff like that. If I'm a public person looking at this, not involved in township government, I think I would wanna see what you guys were already proposing. Just because I don't wanna, you don't wanna have to take a ton of time reading suggestions that we've already thought about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so what you're saying basically is we have to have a draft done by Mark. First of all, we got to have him put that draft together.
That's my personal opinion. Obviously, you know, the commission should do what they feel is best, but my personal opinion would be, let's get a draft with the corrections and little tweaks that we've, you know, discussed during our meetings. I think that would be, I mean, it's gonna be in digital format anyway, for the public to read.
Yeah, because that's what we need to have for the public to look at that in the draft form, and if there's any comments or any changes, we'll give them time to do that, and if we have a little time, we should put that out there. Is there a way that we could have, once we get that draft, that we could put it on our website?
Absolutely, can put it on their website.
Maybe a quick link or something to it. Go on there, click it, and it pulls it
Yep,
up.
and then it would just be a matter of you guys figuring out how you want to do this survey.
The master plan is already on the website.
No, with the draft, right? We would put the draft on there. But yes, the current master plan is on the website.
What I'm talking about is so that the public can get their eyes on this draft and see if there's any comments and concerns. That's what I'm thinking. So next step would be to go to Mark.
Yes, which he's usually gone in February, just so you know.
Yeah, and he's not going to be with us a long time.
Well, we have him till the end of the year, but he's usually on vacation the whole month of February. So, I mean, I know this has to be done yesterday kind of thing, but we don't want to string it along forever either.
No, we have to get that going to get it up.
Right.
So maybe we reach out to Mark before he goes on vacation in February.
If that's what the commission would like to do, yeah.
Oh, see if he's got a question here or whatever, because he brought up some good questions regarding, the demographic of your area for the questions to be asked for the public comment, the way they're worded, and he said,
Yeah, he did, I forwarded that email to him, to you. Yeah,
so
right.
if Martin has a suggested format to follow for our area as far as the questionnaires for the survey input, or the county master plan, or county planning commission would have, because it's in Livingston County, so it's the right questions for our right area.
Correct.
But I would say, come up with something for me to present to the board as far as what it's gonna cost and the details of it. If we have something by February, the next steps for public comment.
Yeah, if the commission here would like me to, I'd be happy to call Mark and see what the cost is, and see what the process would be, what that looks like.
I'm going to make another suggestion. I would say that you should talk to Mark, get a hold of him as soon as possible, explain to him the suggestion of our minutes that we put in, to put those in the plan if you want. I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm just going to guess that he's going to say, get your public input first. Because I don't think anything we came up with was substantial to change the meaning and the direction of that master plan. So I'm looking at cost. I'm thinking, like, why have them do it once and then get public input and then do it again?
So, do we want to?
I think as the chair, because I don't want to, I'm just trying to help guide.
No, throw it out.
I think you should call him and talk to him and tell him what our discussion was, and like what he thinks is the best direction to go in taking into account like Ann's suggestion, and then just what I said, and see how he can help make that work for us. And then also maybe follow up with, tell him, I know Tammy talked to you about the county and having them come in and helping us with some workshops or something, like just what, he'll guide you on the process and the best way to go about it. I mean, that's what we have for.
Yeah, I'll give him a call.
I'd also be curious if his suggestion, whether a digital format or mail out, fill out, and return format would be better. I think
Are you talking about for the suggestion?
Yeah, I think it's almost 50-50 as far as the return mail versus the online. I imagine online that would have it be registered where you can only input once with correlation of an address.
I mean, are we gonna do that and workshops, or just that? and
So his
workshops?
suggestion.
So, those were things that we have to determine to move this forward, I think, what direction. And from what I remember in December, might be in the minutes, but I was late today, we had decided that we were gonna get the public's input, and then how we go about that should be our.
And what I'll do is I'm gonna talk to the planner, and have something for this.
You got his number, right?
Yeah, this
Yeah,
commission
just call
for
him.
next month, and I'll bring it back into the discussion if I put it on the agenda again.
Because he's got his timelines too. Like Ann says, he's gone in February and he might be busy with another township.
Yeah, that's good. Any other discussion, comments on this? Amy, you good? Okay. Let's move on to the next item. First of all, this is it's data centers. First, crystal clear, we have no applications or anything. This is not about that. Our discussion really isn't about whether we like them or we don't. It's a process talk right now, and what we should do to prepare for if one does come to this community. And that's why we have it on the agenda. They're popping up everywhere. The Saline incident, if you read all about that and stayed with it, the board didn't even know it was coming to them, and they got it on the agenda and presented that to the board, and then they immediately applied to the planning commission. And which left Saline in a real bind. They were not ready for it. The only options they really had were to deny it, and they faced a lawsuit immediately, and it was exclusionary zoning that they really were going to go after them. But so it just shows you that we might not see something like that coming until it hits the site. That's why it's on the agenda. I'd love to have a conversation, see how you guys feel about some of our options, and one of them might be just exploring our ordinance to see if we can properly manage a data center if they come here. So that's just get your minds going in that. I know that what is going on in these other communities, they have been leaning towards setting a moratorium. The board sets a moratorium and then directs planning commission to investigate our ordinance and see what we can come back with recommendations to have the township in the best position that we could be in if we get one of those. What do you guys, what's everybody think?
I'm going to verify something before I say it. There's no ordinance about data centers, right? That's what I
There
figured.
is not, we are not protected
I
right
do not
now.
think we have it. And I think we should put it in our ordinance so we can control it, or whatever. But you're gonna have public pushback, like we did with solar, if it's in the ordinance. They're gonna say, oh, you wanted them, you invited them.
Well, I think that to be.
But
in
if
the
it's not in
ordinance-
the ordinance, you know.
To be in the ordinance or not to be in the ordinance
Mark's-
is a question I have, which is going to keep us safer. So we don't even know that answer yet.
I would ask Mark about it, and he's gonna probably tell you, like he told us, has repeated to us before, that when you have it in the ordinance, you at least control it, and you can limit it. But if it's not in the ordinance, and someone wants to come in,
Exclusionary,
you really have no control. But you can talk, I would say, talk to him and say what, just say this came up as a concern and popping up all over.
Do we want to go to the board and present at least concerns that we want to be prepared and we want to take a look at our ordinance? Because what's going to happen is we're going to need a planner to go through our ordinance to give us an opinion on what changes or amendments that we might have want to take to be able to give us, put us in the best position if we do. Is an ordinance in place going to do that for us, or is it better not to? I don't know the answer to that. I'm just saying this. I think we would need to have some
Mark
kind of
is our
counsel.
planner, and he would be able to help you navigate some of those questions. And he can do a draft for us. We don't have to adopt it, And I think you have it's okay to have Mark do a draft, if we as a commission find that that is concerning enough that we want to put an ordinance in our zoning ordinance regarding data centers. If we don't, then we don't do anything.
Well, we want to address it, I know that all of us would say that, which is the best way to address it.
We can ask for a vote.
So, well, no, I think that any kind of action should really go, we should go to the board first and see if they concur with us on it, and then normally the board would give us direction on going after that. That's how I would think that it would go that way, but any other thoughts on these things?
Do you want me to go to the board and ask them?
Well, we can do that, I think we all have to agree on what we're gonna ask them for first of all.
I would rather get ahead of the gun and not
Well,
call it answer.
I really don't think we should be hanging out here without at least a moratorium and some kind of a look into our ordinance. Just seeing what happened to Saline. They got chewed up and spit out, and it was lose. All the residents hate them, the board that is, and the board is trying to protect the township, on and on. So I don't want to be in that position. I'd love us to have the best chance at managing it. Not saying that we could stop one. I don't know if that even could happen, but at least get the upper hand on the management of it, and rezoning and that whole process. So what do you think, Tammy? What do you want to do? What do you think?
I think I think that we should make sure the board is okay with us getting a draft ordinance, because I think that's how we would control it, but.
Yep. No, I agree. I just want to make sure we're all on the same page.
I think we need more information.
So we're going to request a moratorium on data centers and then a planner to review our ordinances for data center control and possible draft ordinance.
We don't
We don't
have
have
anything,
one.
it would
There's
have to be a
nothing in there.
special land use,
Yeah.
put into Article 13.
So we're starting at zero.
So it would be a
data
new
centers.
addition, a new ordinance, yeah.
Because we don't even have a zoning designation, and do that, they would fit that in.
No, because even our wireless technology is basically cell phone towers.
Well, we're pretty exposed. If they came to us right now with an application, we'd be scrambling.
Yeah, we would.
I mean, we wouldn't be-
Fortunately, knock on wood, I don't think there is anybody out there right now, but
Not right now. but
after the last 3 years, I think we have to protect ourselves.
We do. We do. If you have it. So I think, you think we go to the board then, and we ask them if we can,
You could ask the whole commission, and we can do a vote to say, to send it to the,
well, let's
for that question.
do that. You guys, you want to, I don't think we need a motion on this one, do we? This is just a vote on a procedural thing.
Yeah, we could just somehow all agree that we're gonna have.
Agreeance of
Matt,
presenting it to the
so ask
board.
Patty what she thinks.
Are you guys all okay with that?
What are we asking the board? I think I'm getting myself
Well,
confused.
first of all, what we're talking about is being able to go to our planner and get a draft of an ordinance that would address the data centers.
Okay,
If the planner thinks that that's what we need, and I'm pretty sure we do because Ann said it's not in there, so I think at this
there's
point we
nothing
know
in
that.
there, yeah.
So we would be asking the board, because that's gonna cost money, so we gotta ask the board to agree that we can ask the planner to put a draft together, right? Basically.
Well, I mean, that's what I was trying to say, when it comes to big money, yes, we have to ask the board,
Oh, yeah.
but anything with managing the ordinances and stuff like that, I don't think there's ever been a question. Joe's not gonna, what did you do? You got a data center draft. He's not,
Well, no, I
it's
just want-
not gonna be like
I just want to put
that.
us in the best position.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine, have Matt go ask them, they'll
I
be like,
think
this is
we
what
should
we're looking
totally
at, and
do
then
that.
we
On Thursday.
can start
You
it.
guys all, is everyone good with that?
Yes.
That's here? Okay.
Yes.
Very good. I think that's the way to start it. I'll be there too, and if they want to talk to us
Yep.
about it, I don't be a problem with that. Unfinished business. The new chairman forgot to add a line to our agenda to set the plan commission dates for next year. Is anyone opposed to the second Tuesdays as we're doing it?
No?
No,
No, we want to keep it the same. You guys all good with that?
yes.
Now, a motion to adopt the PC meeting dates for 2026.
For the second Tuesday except for March.
Yep.
It'll be the first Tuesday, right?
I think we just want to make sure, before I agree, to keep it, but I know with taxes and stuff like that, if it's a weird Tuesday.
That's March.
That's March.
Okay, that's
Julie already had me review the
Okay.
dates. Oh, okay. So yeah,
So
we're good.
So you're okay with that? You guys
Yep.
should be in a conflict? I think I missed the March meeting because I was out last year on it, so
Yes.
it caught me on surprise.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Then we'll just,
I'll second them, the
you
dates.
second that. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Township Board report.
In November, the township adopted the text amendments to section 8.8 for residential signs, and the township board also adopted an agreement between the Livingston County Sheriff's Department and Iosco Township for $75 an hour, 8 hours a week for 52 weeks of patrol. In December, the township board adopted a resolution numbers 2025-7 and 2025-8 denying rezoning requests for DT on the west and south districts. And that is all.
Zoning administrator report.
In front of you, you have the final report for 2025. I issued 46 permits for the year. Of those, 7 of them were for new dwellings. In addition, there was 19 waivers. I have yet to issue a permit for 2026 right now.
It's young.
Slow.
Usually there's at least one, so
Yeah.
it got real slow at the end of the year.
I noticed the new construction going up out there, and there's a couple new houses right now that are
Yeah.
going up.
Yep.
It's good coming out of the dirt.
And that's all I have, and there was no ZBA.
No ZBA. Okay, second call to the public. Is there anyone that has a comment before we get done with this meeting?
I do. So appreciate the planning commission looking at data centers preemptively before they become an issue potentially. As we know, we've done from our own research, there are big firms that go out there and scan ordinances for these types of gaps and vacancies, and that's where they kind of zone in on, thus with kind of our solar issue too. There are a couple other issues out there that we should entertain, that I propose that we entertain as a township to be preempted on, and that is battery storage. We may briefly mention that in our ordinance, I'm not sure, but we should look at battery storage. Crypto mining, and although this sounds a little out there, but don't think it is, portable nuclear.
What was that?
Portable nuclear, Those are-
Big thing you're working on.
yep. Yeah,
Portable nuclear.
About
Yeah,
the
it's a
size of
small
train
modular,
trailer.
small modular nuclear reactor.
Yeah, they're like a 2 gigawatt output or something, they're able to produce them in like 2 weeks.
So what do you do with it?
You power houses.
Decentralize the grid.
Float around,
I
say, yeah,
believe,
nuclear.
I thought they were gonna fire one up for the first time in Utah, 4th of July of this year. From my understanding, this was the first
I
one.
think they're gonna be putting a couple of those at Palisades too.
yeah, those are up and, they're here, and so they're here. It's just a matter of when, and they will be taking over for other forms of power. So, maybe not today, but it's something that we have to have on the
So
radar.
what you're talking about is the facilities where they would build these at, or,
I am not in the deep dive research, but
okay.
we should look into it as a township as to what this actually is looking to be.
And geez, the new gold rush.
Yep, chase the money.
Well, it's gonna be an interesting year. Time's moving so fast, first things change all the time. Anyone else?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll expound on it a little bit. So the nuclear
They are actual nuclear facilities, they're just small ones. So you don't, the 3 Mile Island ones that you and I grew up with, those aren't really the ones I go after anymore. So they're small, compact nuclear facilities. I would encourage maybe, because it's all new technology, not to just address your planner, but to go after your attorney and consult him. I know there's other states have dealt with this. He may have to go out of state because the ordinances are gonna be so new. And, from that point of view. So that would be one. The other issue that I wanted to bring up is regarding the master plan. I don't know if you guys have a target number of, okay, this is what we can feasibly budget for this, and then see what's available for that budget. Because, whatever resource we go to reaching out to the public, that might help, determine what way to go. Whether you go all paper, all digital, or a combination of workshops or whatever. So maybe a target amount might be something to consult with the board.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Is all quiet tonight? Appreciate your
You're being
comments.
easy on
There's
you.
no way it's 36 minutes into the meeting, we're in the adjournment.
We're gonna mess around here, man. We're gonna get business, and we're gonna go on. We got us a TV show out here. All right, is anyone move to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn the meeting at 7:37,
37,
I'll second.
7:36.
all in favors?
Aye.
We got it. Thank you. Thanks for showing coming up. Yes, appreciate it.